Hello, I'm Alex. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I will present my best pocket option trading strategy. You can find a complete description of pocket option on the website, along with tutorial videos. You can register here for a 50% discount code. You'll find previous trading videos, additional videos explaining how the system works, and various strategies. Currently, I'll be presenting this combined strategy, which I really like. This strategy is based on the basic zigzag strategy, which is my favorite because it's very easy to use. If you haven't seen the previous videos yet, it's worth watching them because I demonstrate the zigzag strategy in various forms. During trading, you'll see how simple it is. The zigzag strategy is about predicting and betting on the directional changes in price, as prices always move in zigzags. What makes this combined strategy different is that we'll be looking for significant movements and betting against them. When there are such big breakouts, there's a very high chance that the price will reverse. Even a slight break is enough for us to catch it perfectly. Of course, there's no 100% strategy, so we combine it with a progressive betting strategy. This means that if we lose at the first level, as the price continues, we'll increase the next bet, and if it continues further, we'll increase the next bet even more. You'll find a description and calculations here as well, my own calculations. Feel free to do your own calculations. During trading, you'll see how easy it is to use and what it's all about. I'll demonstrate this video with the initial calculation. We'll have 8 chances to win. If we lose the first bet and the price continues, we'll place a larger bet next time. If we lose again, we'll place an even larger bet next time. And if we win just one win is enough. With this progressive betting strategy, we'll wipe out the previous losses and generate profit anyway. Since there's no 100% strategy, for these 8 chances, you need a capital of $1,229. You can obtain it with a coupon code of $820 plus 50% off. But for a weekly level, $364 plus a coupon code is enough to start this strategy. Everyone should test themselves in demo mode to find the suitable level for them if they are interested in this strategy. Additional calculations are provided here. Personally, when I take it seriously, I trade with a $5,000 capital because it can generate quite good profits. It's worth using the so-called support or resistance lines for this strategy as well. These lines serve to place a line at previous peak points, where there is a much higher likelihood of the price direction changing, and we take advantage of these changes. So, in summary, we look for prices that have just undergone a very high breakout. If the upper or lower boundary lines of our oscillator indicator have been crossed, then there is a high chance that a reversal will soon occur. If we have support or resistance lines, we can adjust our position accordingly. But let's see how this works in practice. You'll see this in the live video, showing how simple it is to use. We enter the pocket option interface. What do we need to set primarily? We need to set up the indicators and adjust the candlesticks. I'll set the candlesticks to 15 seconds here. This will be a very fast trade. And I'll set the time interval to 45 seconds. But how does this work in such cases? Right now, I'm on a demo account to demonstrate. At this point, we bet whether the price will go up or down. If I press the bet, and I bet upwards, then in 45 seconds, if the price is higher than our starting point, I win the bet. Otherwise, I lose the bet. You can choose from different price options. I usually bet on OTC, as these can be traded in 45 seconds, and I always look for those with a success rate of over 90%. This means the percentage of the bet you win if successful. I select the appropriate currencies here, and then it's easy to browse. Another important thing to set up is the indicators. I use 3 main indicators: the Kirtner channel, oscillator, and zigzag. For the Kirtner channel settings, it's advisable to maximize the multiplier and usually turn off the background style. Here, we aim for the price to preferably exit this Kirtner band, and if the price exits, reversal in the opposite direction is highly likely. The zigzag line helps to see in a straight line whether the price moves in one direction without a break or if it has broken during the process. So, you can see that if the zigzag breaks like this, it indicates a change in direction. We look for prices that show a good long straight line on the zigzag line and have not yet broken. This is a good sign that a break is imminent and a reverse movement may occur soon. And the third indicator is the oscillator. Setting this up is also very simple. I think it's better visible. I set these to 90 and 10, and then save. Here, we'll watch for the oscillator indicator lines to cross the upper and lower boundary lines, as this is a good indication that the price will soon change direction. So, these are our three main indicators, along with the support and resistance lines we use. You can find these here. You draw a straight line, and you can also draw it retrospectively. For example, at this point, as you can see, it bounced back strongly, indicating a potential reversal at this point. It's visible here too. These lines are not 100% accurate, especially in such a short time frame, but they serve as an additional indicator. As you can see here, it bounced several times, which can also be considered an additional signal. In addition to these, we use the martingale strategy, which helps in trading to turn a losing position into a winning one. And let's start trading. And then this is already sharp trading. We also found an appropriate exchange rate. We are looking for these big breakouts. We can see much larger movements in one direction than usual. We'll review where the support lines could be placed. Now there was a good chance for a bet upwards. Now we wait to see what happens. It's worth always looking at the exchange rate to see what kind of movements it usually makes. Meanwhile, I prepare if it were to continue, where the next bounce opportunity would be. But I see that we will win this position. And we have won this trade. Let's take a look at the following. There's another big breakout here. It meets all our indicators. Our upper support is also set. Let's take a look back at how much it usually moves. It's worth setting it to the 3-point level and starting from here. We'll wait for it to reach the line. And we've already placed bets in the opposite direction. And we're preparing for the next level, in case we lose this position. I always like to look back at how much it usually moves and where the next peaks are, quickly going over them. But it seems like we're winning this trade too. And we won. Let's move on to the next one. We found another one again. The zigzag line is straight, it didn't break. Here are the resistance lines. Apparently, it broke the first one. That's why it's customary to react quickly to these line breaches. Often, while I'm looking around, I miss the trade, but there's no need to panic if you miss something, there will be another one. And it's reaching our line already. And we've placed the first bet, and we're getting ready for the second one, as it passed our line. Let's see where the next level could be. There are peak points, I drew a line there just to be safe. I'll draw the next line as well. We set the next bet at $5. This is already a higher stake. Well, our time ran out, so we couldn't wait for the line. We bet downward. And we recalibrate the price, set the next bet. There are plenty of points, which is a good sign. We lost, so we bet again at the current peak, and for safety, we set the next bet. Let's see where the turning points could be. It might be worth drawing a couple of lines. And we lost again. Where we see such small candles, it's not very ideal for the zigzag strategy, but that's why we have the bet increasing strategy, to mitigate the losses. And we set the next bet, in case we happen to lose. It's noticeable that at that point, the price doesn't want to go up anymore, the chances were increasing. And we won. Let's look at the next one. Here we can also see a larger downward movement. Let's review how much the exchange rate tends to move. If it's larger than average, it may be worth considering. And here we place the first bet upwards. We set the next level where it could be if we don't win. And we prepare for the next stake. We didn't win, But we bet again. It seems to have bounced back. It looks like we need to prepare for the next bet. But we won, and thus wiped out the previous loss. We reset the bet. This could still be good, to keep playing with it. We lower the line. And we bet. We see where the next level will be. If our zigzag indicator doesn't break at the winning position but continues downward, we can take advantage of it to continue trading. And we won again. Let's look at the next one. It meets all the criteria. Indicators suggest that a change in direction of the exchange rate may occur soon. And we've placed our bets. We're preparing for the next move. It seems the exchange rate has further progressed. We set the next turning point. But it looks like we've won. We reset the bet and look at the next one. And now we've found a good position. We're checking the exchange rate again. Often we don't find a higher peak, or it's just very far, then we rely only on indicators. We're preparing for the next stake. And we've placed bets too. We'll try again to find a new peak if we were to lose this position too. Unfortunately, if it's far, it's quite difficult to find. but it seems we won't need to. We've won and erased the previous loss. And another good position. A big breakout. We look back at the peaks and set the next resistance lines. And we also bet we reached our first line. We see where the next resistance might be. These are not 100% signals, but they perfectly fit as an additional indicator. And we lost, so we bet with the next stake. And we prepare for the next stake. And we won. We will definitely reset the stake. And we look at the next opportunity. And we found another significant movement. We've reached the peak. Let's take a look back at what movements it can make. We can see there are many green candles. There will definitely be a movement in the opposite direction sooner or later. The oscillator also indicates it's holding upwards for quite a while, so the opposite movement is definitely expected. And this is a very good position. Let's see if we have the next point to align with. As I said, if not, then we rely on the indicators. But it looks like everything worked perfectly and we're going to win. And we won. Let's look at the next position. And we found another significant downward movement again. All indicators are in line. We can expect a reversal. We already have a support point lower, but it's not certain it will go down there. It already went down significantly. I bet on this. We're preparing for the next move. We'll review where potential support points might be. And we didn't win, it kept going. We're looking for another support point if we find one. If we don't, then we'll rely on the indicators. Well, it's unlikely we'll find one here, so we're gearing up for the next move. And we bet again. Well, at times like these, I usually just estimate how big a movement might occur until the next bounce. But it went down significantly, so a reversal is definitely coming. And it happened. And we won, then we'll reset the bet. And here's another opportunity, this one is also a bigger move. It broke through our first line, but it's okay. The next one seems much stronger. And it reached this one. I'm setting the other line to the previous peak. Let's take a look back at the price movement to see how much it usually moves. And meanwhile, we're looking for new peaks. The next stake will be necessary. And we bet downwards. It didn't reach our anticipated line, but we need to pay attention. I usually bet when time expires. It's worth preparing for the next stake. But we won. Let's look at the next one. There's a break in this, but maybe it could be good. Our zigzag line broke. However, it made quite a big move, so I'll try this. Let's refine our resistance line a bit. And we bet. We see how big it usually goes. Pretty big, as you can see. We also have other peaks. And it will be worth setting the next bet. We look for the next peak if we find one. We lost again. It will be worth setting the next bet just to be safe. And we won. We reset the bet to the original one. And we found another opportunity. It was a big one. Just green, sooner or later the red comes along anyway. Let's see where the peaks might be. We're getting ready for the next move. And we lost, so we bet again. We'll see where the next peaks might be if we need them. But as I see it, it just broke now. The best rate is when the whole column is of one color, which will definitely cause a reversal. And we won. And here comes the next good position. A nice big upward movement. We don't have time to look back now. We're preparing for the first bet. I've already done it. I mark where it was, and we'll check the exchange rate to see if there are any peaks. We mark where the next points might be. We're getting ready for the next bet. We've placed it. We're preparing for the next one just in case. We check where the more important peaks might be. As I said, these peaks aren't 100% certain, they are just a little help. This is a huge upward ride, it's definitely going to turn back. And we're preparing for the next bet, it might continue as well. But it seems we're winning, and with that, we've also wiped out the losses. Let's take a look at the next one. This seems like a good exchange rate. Let's see where the first turning point might be. Is it going up further, or did we miss it? But it kept going. Here we review the movements it has made so far and what can be expected. The oscillator is showing strong signals that the price will turn soon. The first setback has also occurred. We mark the next resistance level and prepare for the next move. We reached it before the time expired, so it's worth placing a new bet and preparing for the next move. And we won. We reset the bet. And here's the next one. There's a larger downward movement, there's a break in it, but it still seems good. We'll wait for the best possible position. and it reached our line. We look back at how much it usually moves. It's noticeable that there are big movements, but there are breaks in the movements. So, we're preparing for the next move. And we won. We reset the stake and move on to the next one. And here's a larger upward movement. The zigzag line remains unbroken, with the oscillator lines above the boundary line. And our first stake is in, and we're getting ready for the next one. Looks like we're going to lose the first one. We placed the second stake. Quickly, let's check if there's a reachable peak somewhere. Let's see where the next bounce level could be. Preparing for the next stake. And we've placed our bet, but it seems we can prepare for the next one. It's gaining momentum. I placed another bet. The exchange rate is starting to stabilize. Quickly checking where the peaks could be. These are not clear points, but it should be roughly all right. And we've won. Erase the previous losses, reinstated the stake, and look at the next opportunity. And here's another good position. It went significantly higher than average. The oscillator lines crossed the upper boundary. Let's review where our peaks are. It's worth waiting, don't rush. If you miss something, don't force it. It seems to be going further up, it could still be good. The indicators are signaling. And it seems we're slowly approaching our first line. We placed the first bet, it wasn't very lucky. We're preparing for the next one. Setting up the next resistance line. But we won. Let's look at our next position. And here it is. A bunch of red candles, sooner or later there will be a turnaround. We mark where the first turning point might be. All indicators signal perfectly. A nice straight zigzag line, many red candles together, and the oscillator lines have also crossed the lower boundary. We made the first bet. We review the price movement to see how big moves it usually makes. It's visible that it can make quite significant moves. I couldn't find any further lower support, so we rely on the indicators at times like this. And the second bet happened. A quite strong countermove occurred. Just be cautious, as during large movements, it can quickly reverse, so we prepare for the next bet. And we won. So, that's been this trade. Our results can be viewed on the side. We closed with a nice little profit. I hope this video was useful. In any case, if you want to try pocket option trading, practice first exclusively on a demo account. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us using any of the available methods. Also, visit this website because you'll find a lot of useful information and videos. And if you want to continue watching helpful videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Bye.